Hey, what's up, everybody? Today, y'all can call me either Prophet or Minister Erskine Gibson. I don't care. This video is going on both channels. This is a serious video I'm doing today. The video is called "We Need Metal Detectors in Our Schools Now," period. And that's what this video is going to be about. How many more of our children need to be murdered in their schools before we stand up and do something? Before we get up off our asses and do something? And what needs to happen is they need to put metal detectors in the schools. And not only that, we need an armed security guard to watch the metal detectors. And if anybody comes through those metal detectors with a gun, with the intention of murdering children, they need to be shot dead on the spot. I don't care how old they are. I don't care if they're 5. I don't care if they're 50. If they come to the school with the intention of murdering children, they need to be shot dead on the spot. That's all there is to it. And we need the metal detectors in all of our schools, elementary, middle, and high. And we need somebody, an armed person, somebody with the gun to watch the metal detectors, because there's no point to have a bunch of teachers, get killed, who can't do anything. No, we need somebody to be there. If somebody does come through with the gun with the intention of murdering our children, they can be shot and killed. It's just that simple. And we need to hold our politicians accountable. They don't do shit else anyway. You know what I'm saying? If they can't at least protect our children, what good are they? If they can't protect our children, what good are they? What is more important in a society than protecting our children? That's why I'm so fired up about this. I'm fired up. I know some of y'all are going to be like, hey, Mr. Erskine, what if the kids feel like they're in jail? I don't give a fuck. For real, I would rather my kid feel like they're in jail. I mean, they're there to learn anyway. That's what they're there for. This ain't no party time. They're there to learn. I would rather them feel like they're in jail than me get a phone call saying, Mr. Gibson, we're sorry to inform you that your child was shot to death in mathematics or gym or wherever. I would rather my kid feel like they're in jail than have to get that phone call, or for any parent to have to get that phone call. How many more parents have to get this phone call? How many more? How many more of our kids need to die in school of all fucking... It's bad enough we can't go out to fucking eat without worrying about getting shot to death. We can't go to church without worrying about getting shot to death. We can't go to the mosque. We can't go out to the movies. We can't go anywhere now. And now it's come down to our children being shot in schools. Let me explain this to y'all. I am the Minister Erskine Gibson. And I don't say that to brag or anything. I'm saying this because I represent the Church of the Enlightened. I believe in physical, mental, and spiritual health. I call it total health. That is the ministry of Church of the Enlightened. And let me explain to y'all, a lot of people are mentally and spiritually unhealthy. A lot of people. And this is just going to get worse and worse if we don't make some changes. Now, we probably can't make them at the societal level, so we're going to have to make them at the school level. And we're going to have to start protecting our schools and protecting our children inside the schools. Our kids should be able to go to school and not have to worry about getting shot to death. I'm sorry. That's just how... I'm sorry. Maybe I'm in the minority on this. maybe I'm crazy. But I feel like our kids should not have to worry about getting shot to death when they go to fucking school. And we need to hold the politicians accountable. They need to make this happen. We need metal detectors in all the schools. And we need armed security guards to watch the metal detectors in all the schools. So if somebody tries to come into the school and murder our children, they can be shot to death dead on the spot. Now, let me talk about another elephant in the room, something else that needs to be addressed. These hate groups. These hate groups. I am all for the First Amendment. I'm all for the Bill of Rights and the Constitution. I truly believe in freedom. But this is the thing. The thing that comes along with freedom is responsibility. You have to exercise your freedoms responsibly. And when you have people using the First Amendment to spread hatred and dissent, and this ends up inciting people to go out and commit murder, These hate groups need to be held accountable. They need to be held accountable. If one of their members goes out and commits mass murder, shoots up a church, a school, a rest, or whatever, these groups need to be held accountable. They need to be busted the fuck up, and their memberships, their leaderships need to be thrown in jail if they're inciting this type of behavior. We can't allow it to go on. We can't. Like I said, I'm all for the. I don't give a fuck who these people hate or don't hate, to be honest. But like I said, if their hatred is inciting people to commit murder, they have to be held accountable. It has to stop. It has to. It just can't keep going on. You know, their members, they're looking for these type of people and bringing them in, and then they go out and do these heinous things, and there's no accountability. No, that got to stop. Like I said, if your thing is to spread hatred and dissent, and one of your members goes out there and murders somebody, basically you gave him the gun. You might not have gave him the physical gun, but you gave him the mental gun. You're going to be held accountable. Your group will be held accountable. That's how it has to be. It just is what it is. Lastly, I want to tell y'all, I want to explain to y'all, because I don't think y'all really get this. I'm sure a lot of people don't get this. I want to tell y'all the type of people who could go into a school with a gun and murder a bunch of innocent school children. Y'all need to understand who these people are. These are not criminals. A lot of y'all would automatically think these are criminals. No, criminals don't do shit like this. Criminals normally commit crimes for some type of gain. You know, some type of benefit. Now, there are two types of people who do this shit. And, well, let me say this. No matter how you look at it, you know, I'm going to even say evil is not even an appropriate word to use, because evil can be very subjective. I can see somebody as evil that somebody else may see a hero. So evil is not even a word. Even though what the acts are evil, is not the right word. Understand that the people that are doing this are not your criminals. They're not insane. They are the most depressed, miserable, ruthless pieces of shit, dregs of our society. These are the people who don't have any friends. They don't have any girlfriends. And they just get rejected at every turn. They can't fit in anywhere. And they hate life. And they hate you. Because a lot of these people don't have the intestinal fortitude to look within and see that they're the problem. They're going to blame it on everybody else. And as a result, everybody else is going to have to pay. Now, let me say this. The individuals who normally end up like this could go there by one of two ways. Sometimes it isn't the person's fault. Understand, almost everybody who do things like this, I am willing to bet, that they were abused or traumatized severely in their childhood. Because understand, happy people, satisfied people, people who like life or love life, people who are content with life, who are in good relationships, have good jobs. Well, actually, sometimes a good job is not enough. But people who are content with life are not going to just pick up a gun and go shoot up a middle school or elementary school or high school. They're not going to go shoot up a restaurant or a church either. They're just not going to do these types of things. So understand that anybody who could do this is very, very disturbed. And like I said, I'm willing to bet that many of the people who would do this had some type of traumatic event, you know, whether it was sexual abuse, murder of a parent, you know, something traumatic happened in their childhood. I'm willing to bet. Now, there are those who may not have had traumatic events, but who just can't fit in, who just aren't liked by anybody. They just have no social skills, no friends, no girlfriends. And understand, we're talking about men here. You know, the women aren't doing this stuff. It's men who always do this stuff. So understand, we don't need to blanket the whole society. We need to talk about men. Men specifically are the ones committing these crimes. It's not women. It's men. Now, we can go on. We could even say it's primarily white men. But it's not always white men. Because we had our own DC sniper in this area who was a black man who was killing people. indiscriminately. So, you know, it doesn't always have to be white men, but it's definitely always men. And we have to, you know, understand that if you have a son and your son is stealing cars and, you know, sticking people up and selling drugs, he is probably not the one who's going to end up shooting the school up. No, it's going to be your son who doesn't do anything wrong, who doesn't have any friends, who's always home by himself, always looking sad. That's going to be the guy who ends up shooting up the fucking schools or shooting up the fucking churches or the restaurants or the movie theaters or whatever else. Understand, these are the people. It's the depressed people, the lonely people, the people who hate life. And basically, they hate life so much and blame you so much for their heartache and misery that they're going to make a statement. They're going to cause as much pain and suffering as possible before they go out. That's what they're going to do because they blame you for all of their heartache and suffering. These are the people we need to start watching out for who could possibly do this. Like I said, it's not the criminals. You know what I'm saying? It's not even, insane people don't even do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? These are a certain breed of people. Anything, okay, I need y'all to really think about this. Any person who has the capacity to pick up a gun and go into an elementary school, and start shooting children is a very fucked up, disturbed, depressed individual. You have to understand that. This is not even anger. This is depression at the highest level. And y'all got to understand that. That's who we're dealing with. These are the people who are going to shoot up our schools and our everything else. You know what I'm saying? It's no joke. So, you know, mothers, fathers, if y'all see y'all children like this, man, y'all better get involved. Get involved. I mean, y'all should be involved in your children's lives anyway. But in case, you know, y'all need that reminder, if you got a child like that, you better fucking get involved. Anyway, y'all, man, that's it. I just really had to come on here and really say what I had to say. We need metal detectors in the schools, and we need armed security guards protecting them. In all schools, all public schools, I should say. Private schools, you know, y'all on your own, but all public schools, elementary, middle, and high, we need metal detectors, and we need people watching the metal detectors. You know, our kids should not have to worry about getting shot to death in fucking algebra class or science class or history class. You know, the hate groups, if you're spreading hatred and dissent and it's inciting people to commit these crimes, y'all need to be shut down and thrown in jail. Lastly, understand, it's not the criminals that we need to be worrying about when it comes to shooting up our children's schools. It's the depressed reprobates, the dregs, the unwanteds that we have to worry about. These are the people who are more likely to commit these types of crimes. Everybody, you know what? I don't even give a fuck if you like the video. You don't have to comment, you don't have to like it, but I would ask that you share it. Share this video with anybody who has school-age children. And just so y'all know, I do have 3 myself. I have 3 school-age children, ages 10, 12, and 16. So, yeah, this affects me personally. But anyway, thank you for watching the video. I love y'all. Everybody stay safe, stay strong, stay healthy. Peace.